Most of high-level users have thousands of leads just sitting in their CRMs doing absolutely nothing. And today I'm showing you the exact automation that finds out those people inside your CRM, take them out, and put in a reactivation sequence for you. And once it's set up, you never have to worry about cleaning your list or neglecting it, because it will be just working in the background for you. So let's jump straight into it. So for some reason, high-level won't allow you to trigger automations based on segments, based on smart list, right? So if a contact enters a specific segment or smart list, basically they're the same on high-level, you won't be able to start an automation to clean your list, meaning you can create a smart list and set it for people who haven't opened or engaged with your emails for, let's say, 90 days, but you won't be able to trigger the automation. And the only way to run for those types of people and to actually clean your list is to manually put those people in an automation and then clean your entire list. So we don't want to do that. And what we want to is basically make sure it runs on the background and doing it for us. So we're gonna create a 3-step automation that will do that for you. So the first thing that we do is we go to the settings on the bottom left and we're gonna create a new custom field. Now this custom field will be updated every time a contact will be engaging, meaning signing up, meaning opening an email, clicking an email, doing something that shows a proof of life, right? That's what we want to do. The first thing that we do is we go to settings, we go to custom fields, and we're gonna create a new field. Now, the field type should be or a date picker, right? We want a date picker. Pay attention, it's very important. You want to leave it in contact. Well, if you want to just move it, it's fine. And we're calling it last engagement, right? Let's fix the typo. Folder name, contact, select whatever you want to. Click on create custom field, and that is the very first step. That is the simplest step. Next, what we want to do is to go back and actually create the automation. So we click on automations right here. We click on create workflow, start from scratch. And what we want to do is to call it database reactivation. Now this is our main automation that will be cleaning the entire list. What we want to do for now is just create it, right? So I click on save and I go back. I don't add anything right here for now, right? We'll first create a second automation that will be updating the date, and only then we'll focus on that. But it's very important to build it before, because we'll use it as one of the steps in this, or in the second automation, meaning in the first automation. So we'll create another workflow and we call it last engagement. If I could write today, that would be good. Cool. So for the triggers, what we do. First of all, the most obvious one, it would be email event. We click on an event and we want the event to be opened, right? So let's see what else. No, just want opened. Save trigger. Whenever an email is open, no matter what email, it updates the date of the contact, meaning, hey, I just engaged, thank you for checking my stuff, whatever, I'm alive, right? That is the point. Next, what we want to do is to make sure we're catching all of the people. So if we just do this step, it's cool and fine, but sometimes people sign up with either fake emails, or sometimes they're just signing up to take the lead magnet and never just open it and reading the emails. And if we just be relying on opened, they won't ever start the automation and they would just be stuck at at the CRM, and we don't want to do that. We want to make sure we're cleaning those people as well. So what do? We do forms, right? So meaning not just forms, we would add forms, but what you want to think about is about all of the places people can opt in your email list. So most obvious one would be forms, right? Here I don't like to add fields, right? Because we don't really care about what kind of field. Just the fact that they submitted the form means that they engaged. So I won't be doing any field. I don't really care what kind of form. Is it an opt-in form? Is it something after later? Is it, I don't know, buy form? We don't care about it. The only thing that matters is just the action. So we click on save. Now, since Studio AI added the website thing, what we also can do if you're running forms on that is to add external tracking event. We can filter, again, it's just if you run forms on Studio AI. So that's what you do. Click on event and you want to any of, and you select form submitted. Now we don't care about the form once again. Save trigger. One last thing I see also people do is sometimes they have call booking on the front end, meaning the first ever touching point with you and your subscribers, the way that they get on you into your CRM, into your email list, is through a call. So if that is the case for you, just look for appointment status. Now we want to do normal, add filter, appointment status is confirmed, and that's it. Save. We don't care about the type of calendar, we don't care about where, just the fact that they submitted the form. Now, one more thing is if you have API stuff, right? If you, for example, I ran people to my school group, and that's how they get on my email list, right? That's how some people get on my email list. So what I would do, since I probably have a welcome sequence for those people, and at some point I add a tag to them. So when they join a group, they add a school tag added, right? School member. Then I would add a trigger based on that tag. So when this tag specifically is added, then they are reactivated and that is my first touching point. So I don't like the API stuff. I just like doing it based on tags. So that is the first step, figuring out all of the places that they can engage with you in the first place. The next thing that we do is we click on the plus icon and we're updating the date, right? We've created the form before, meaning the contact field. And what we want to do is to update it. So we select field and we're typing for last engagement, the one that we've created at the previous step, and we select current date. Save action. Now, the next step is remove from workflow. Now pay attention that we don't want to remove them from current workflow. We want another workflow, and that would be the database reactivation workflow that we've created already, right? The one that we've created and haven't touched. So that's what we want to do. We click on save and we'll remove them from that workflow. The next step would be add to workflow, and guess what? It would be the database reactivation one. And one more step, remove from workflow, and it would be current workflow. So those are the steps. Now probably you don't really get a full picture. I'll try to understand it, but you'll see it in the next workflow. What we do is we remove them from that workflow and we're resetting the timer. So if we want to update contacts after 90 days, we will be resetting the same timer by just removing them from that workflow, updating the date, removing from the workflow, and then adding back. So the timer resets and they get to just wait, right? So we'll see it in a second. The most important thing that we should do is to go to settings and make sure allow re-entry is turned on. Now we click on publish and this automation is good to go. This is ready. That was the second step. Now the third step, building the database reactivation itself. So let's open it up and start building it. Now, for the trigger, we don't want to do anything since they'll be added automatically with the previous workflow. So we're not adding any trigger. The next step would be wait. And we want to wait a set period of time. And here you decide how long you want to take before starting the reactivation sequence. So it could be 90 days, it could be 60 days, it could be, I don't know, 6 months, doesn't matter. Just figure out for how long you want people to wait. For me, let's say I want to do 90 days. So click and save, and let's just type it into the name so I know, wait 90 days, so I know exactly what it is and how much time we're waiting. Next, the next step that we do, we click on the plus and we're looking for if else. Now, the step that we're looking for, the condition would be engaged, right? If they're engaged. And for branches, the first one would be no, meaning the only one, right? Did not engage. And we're looking for last engagement, right? The field that we've created before is before 90 days. So if you've selected in the previous step 90 days, be 90 days. 60 days, 60 days. 180 days, 180 days, right? Match it with the previous, with the wait step. And we'll click on Save Action. Now, we can see that it added the no branch and the non-branch. What it means is basically they shouldn't get in here, right? They are stuck between those two steps. So the first automation puts them in here. The 90 days timer starts and it slowly moves them to the next level, stage. But when someone engages, right, if they open an email, if they book a call, if they fill a form, what they do is they go back and the timer resets. So that's exactly how it works. And if the timer reaches till the end and there's still no engagement, then it'll just start the next automation, meaning this step is not getting like used at all. People should not land here. But still, what we would do is would click on the plus icon and we would add an internal notification. We'll send ourselves an email notifying that, hey, something is wrong, fix it, right? So let's say, hey, check database reactivation and save. User to all users, whatever. And what else we do to make sure they stay in the automation and nothing gets lost, we do go to and we just loop the automation. So click on what happened, go to save action, and we loop it to wait 90 days. Cool. That is the first step. The next action and the next thing that basically happens is we're getting to build the reactivation workflow itself. So let's start adding the content here. First thing that I'd like to do is to just add a tag, right? Let myself know that, hey, those people are in a reactivation workflow, right? Say in a reactivation workflow. Copy the name and create a tag. And add new tag. Save action. Now, the next thing that we do is we want to remove those people from all kind of sequences. We don't want them to receive any emails except the ones that we're about to send to wake them up, right? So we remove them from all workflow except current workflow. Save action. Now we get to start building the emails, right? Also, the tag allows us to make sure we're not sending emails, broadcast emails to those types of people. So pay attention that you are excluding the in reactivation workflow from your newsletter, from your broadcast emails, whatever we call them, right? Now we get to finally send the first email. So let's get the email in, email, send email, and let's say email 1, reactivation. Perfect. From name, you, subject, hey, wake up. Right? I won't really talk about the email content in those emails because it will drag the video for a long time. I'll just say that if you'd be interested in the type of content and what I write, in my school group, I share the outline of the emails and the 3 psychological steps basically that I take them to make sure they will engage, to try to waken them up. Usually what it does also, it not only reactivates them, but it gets them so engaged, they book calls and they eventually buy. Usually when I ran it, people just book calls and buy essentially. Like Steph right here, who just ran the workflow and get a calendar booking from it, right? And she only has 40 people on her email list, which is pretty cool. Anyway, if you want to check it out, I'll leave the link inside the pinned comment, probably, maybe in the description, maybe both. Check it out, and yeah. Anyway, the next step that we do is we want to add the wait, right? We want to wait set a period of time, and you say wait 1 day, right? Wait 1 days, save action. Now you can wait 2 days, you can wait 3 days, maybe a week, just what makes sense for your specific reactivation campaign. Usually I'd like waiting for 1 or 2 days. No, not longer. So let's copy all the actions right here and paste them in since I don't want to create everything from zero. So I'd say save, and then I would copy everything one more time, paste it in, would be email 3. Make sure to just fill in the content, right? We don't want to just leave it empty. Just doing it for the sake of for the example. So let's say email 4, and yeah, 4 emails. I'm done. Past this point, if people want want engage or want click, they'll be removed from the list. So what do we do next? Usually I like to do is to give a bit more time on the last day. So I would add it to 2, right? So at the very last email, I give a bit more time to engage, right? So I'm changing it from 1 to 2. Then what I add is a D&D tag, right? So I click on the plus, add a contact tag, and I want to add a D&D. And so I'd create a new tag. We're adding tag named D&D, meaning do not disturb. So it will be easier for you to look for those people in your CRM, in your contacts. And what we want to do is to actually unsubscribe those people. So we're looking for enable, disable D&D. We just call it enable D&D, D&D for all channels. Save action. You can do it for just email too, just whatever makes sense for you. Now it looks kind of complete, right? But we have one major flaw in it. See if you can notice it. Let's say I disengage from your list for 90 days, and now you send me the very first email. I haven't opened it, but your second email was so compelling that I opened. I engaged. I showed you a proof of life. What do you do next, right? I should not get the third email. I should not get the fourth email. And I definitely should not get removed from your list. So what do we do? Click on the plus icon right here and we add a goal step. It will be goal, and the goal would be opened an email. Now you can do clicks, right? You can run it for clicks and not just count opens. So meaning if I opened, then it won't be counted as engaged, only clicks. It depends. I usually like running it for opens. So I would do opens and it would be received email event and we select all of the emails, right? In my examples, those are only 4. If your CRM has 2, select all the 2. If your flow has 10, select all of the 10, right? Make sure you select all of them. Email event will be opened. If you want to run it for clicks, select just clicks, not both. So for my case, it would be opened. And what we want to do is to continue anyway, not to just finish it. We click on save action, and next what we want to do is to remove contact tag, and we're removing the one that we added at the very beginning, right? In activate and in a reactivation workflow. We just want to remove it from, we just don't want to people stay in our CRM with this tag, even if they're outside, even though they did not engage or engaged. We don't care, we just want them out from our list. That's how the automation looks like. Once again, let's just run and just think about it, I guess, outline everything. So they join and they get to wait in those, between those 2 steps. If they did not engage, if they're not doing anything that shows a sign of life after the time period that you set, it starts the automation, right? It adds a tag, it removes them from all workflow, and it starts sending the emails. At the very end, if the contact is not engaging with none of those emails, just adds a DND tag, so it will be easier for you to find them out in your CRM, and then it actually enables the DND, so you will not email to them. The goal and the idea basically is to make sure your list is clean. You don't have thousands of dead leads sitting there and just ruining your deliverability, ruining the open rates. Because if you keep emailing to those type of people, what happens is you email to a bunch of people who are not engaging with your stuff. It's a bad signal for Gmail, for big email providers, and they just won't be sending your emails to the inbox. You'll be getting promotion and worse into spam. So we want to keep all this clean and remove all of those people. Then the goal step, make sure if someone engages, is actually engaged, and then it just removes them. So what happens is, say I engaged right here, I would be skipping all of the steps till the goal, meaning I won't be removed and I won't be getting any other emails. Then I remove the tag and that's it. So click on save action. One more thing to double check is make sure it allows reopen, and now we're getting to publish it and save. Now, that was the database reactivation workflow. If it was helpful, let me know in the comments below. I would just love to hear from you, how you feel about it. If you have any more questions, feel free to hit me. I would love to respond and help you with any problems that you have. So thanks for watching. Feel free to check out the video that should pop somewhere in the screen. And yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.